there, but I thought I would try to be tricky and, oh my goodness.
Allison, right over here, Tonya Hart, American Urban Radio Networks and online. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It was almost like you were born to play this role. You, my goodness.
I mean, my friend Steven certainly thought I was born to play it and knew I could play it. And I didn't think anything much when I read it. I didn't think, oh my God, this is going to be hard to do until I started actually having to do the scenes and going, gosh, I have to kind of be in this woman's skin and think she's justified in what she's. I have to be that woman when she wakes up in the morning and think she's giving her daughter the best opportunity and giving her the best chance at life, and I have to believe that. And then that was my challenge, and I wasn't. Having been a figure skater and watching my parents get up at 5 in the morning and drive me to the rink in the morning before school and after, and the commitment it took from them, I really sort of felt like I understood that part of her life with Tonya. The abuse part was not easy to understand ever, but to see how normal it was in her life, it was just the way they reacted with each other, and you see how just terrifying it is to see it treated in that way, just casual way they treated each other with just horrid abuse. And then the little secret that I have about playing this role is we all have our inner critics, our inner voices where we're meanest to ourselves. And I just sometimes would imagine me talking to myself when I'd have scenes with Margot or with the little girl, McKenna Grace, and I'd pretend I was talking to myself. And I've been that mean to myself. I think we all have. We all are terrible to at least, well, I'm not going to speak for everyone here, but I think we all understand that part of our humanity. Lord. And that woman had to be to a little girl some point. Something went wrong in her life, and connecting with that was my job. And I like doing that. I like finding the humanity in, even this woman. Thank you.
Allison, Steve Futterman from CBS Radio. I talked to you at the Golden Globes backstage.
Yes.
And I talked to you about how I was up in Oregon during that time. I wanted to ask you, though, do you feel Tonya, and again, I'm sure you followed all the events when they were taking place contemporaneously because of your interest in figure skating. Do you feel she's been misunderstood? And how would you like to maybe have her understood a bit better now by the world and the American public?
Well, I think people seeing the movie, they will have a different idea of who she is. They'll have a more nuanced look at Tonya's life. All of this movie these are her stories and Jeff Galooly's stories, but I feel she did get a raw deal. I think she's been punished for what she may or may not have had a direct hand in. She's been punished, taken her whole skating career away from her. I'm sure she had to do community service and was fined, and I just have a greater I have empathy for her growing up with a mother like that, and being faced with all the adversity she faced in the figure skating community, not being embraced for who she was and not fitting in. I have real empathy for that, especially now. I think it's why it resonates right now, is because of those themes and class. She was poor, and they didn't feel like she fit in. She didn't represent the refined world of figure skating, and that makes I feel a lot for her, much more than I did so when that story first broke. And I hope other people will, watching the movie.
Allison, hi. Scott Hoover with Elle back here. Hi. In this sort of moment in time and what the conversations we're having in the culture about women, both in Hollywood and across the landscape, have you found that these conversations have brought you closer with your female colleagues? Have you shared more intimate and personal discussions about these things?
Oh my gosh, yes, it's been extraordinary. Going to work every day at Mom with all these incredible women I get to act with, everyone sharing their stories and talking about this is I love that everyone is talking about it. It is a watershed moment, and everyone's sharing their stories and talking about. It's very black and white right now. I think there's a lot of gray area, and everyone's trying to define where we're going with this movement in terms of there's certain abuses that are just undeniable, and others that are miscommunications and I was saying on the press line earlier how I think there's a new national safe word, which is I'm uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable, and that is that something that should transcend every single, you know, industry. Everyone should know that that's a, I don't know, it's my thought for the day on that. But I really am encouraged by all the conversation that's going on, because that's going to affect change. And the conversation going to the Women's March yesterday and hearing all these, you know, hearing Viola Davis speak, hearing Rob Reiner speak. It was really inspiring, and I think that we're going to see a really mobilized population at the, you know, and come the midterms, and hopefully more things will change and get back to the America that I thought was great. Oh, I ramble. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. It's my niece. I came with my niece tonight. She said I was Khaleesi's warrior shaman, and I was like, yes, I love that. Thank you.